Hey guys, I'm Cynthia Peralta. So here's the deal. I'm all about bringing men and women closer. Yeah, you heard that right. As a dating and relationship coach, I'm on a mission to make love work better for everyone. But here's where it gets real personal. I'm also a mom of two teenage boys and have a lot of male friends, okay? And let me tell you, that changes things. I myself, getting a little personal, right? Losing my own mom unexpectedly, and she had incredible amounts of wisdom, actually made me realize the importance of passing down that wisdom. Okay, so now I'm all about leaving behind a legacy of love and insight for my boys, and hey, maybe even for you too. So stick around because this journey of love and legacy is just getting started. Now, let's get straight to the point. Modern dating. It's beyond frustrating, isn't it? Many of you are feeling burnt out, and I get it. Almost to the extent that some of you are actually stepping away from it altogether. It's like you're channeling your energy somewhere else, you know? Now, speaking from my perspective, I'm not hoping for that outcome. Even though I think it's crucial for men to prioritize self growth and improvement, let's be honest, most of you are longing for a meaningful connection. That's why you're here. That's why you clicked on this video, okay? I firmly believe that we all could benefit from more healthy relationships and perhaps even marriages too, but we're going to save that discussion for another time, okay? Not today. Now, despite those challenges, many of us are still eager to re-enter the dating scene and connect with other women, right? So sure, there's plenty of good women out there, but not every good woman is the right match for you. It's essential to understand what qualities you should be looking for when choosing a partner. So today, I'm going to break it down, at least a few key factors that I'm going to present to you that you need to consider when you're selecting the woman who's right for you. Okay? However, one major issue you face is the frustration of dead-end situations. You know, those moments where everything seems to be going well, and then suddenly it's like hitting a brick wall. You're kind of left wondering, why was she interested one minute and then lost interest the next? It leaves you puzzled, right? So, I want you guys to pay attention because there's a lot we're going to cover, and let's focus on some of those foundational things that I believe are crucial. And they are basics that we need to get right before diving into anything else down the road. So consider this as part of your roadmap. Okay? Now, let's get down to it. Here's the scoop. If she is losing interest, it might be because you're not being intentional enough. Now, I know what you're thinking. Cynthia, why do you guys always blame us? Just bear with me, okay? It's crucial to step into her shoes and see things from her perspective if you want to navigate the dating scene successfully. Now, think about it. She probably has plenty of guys hitting on her, especially if she's in demand, right? Many guys might try their luck with her, but let's face it, not all of them are actually serious contenders. When men are not intentional, they're essentially wasting her time and letting her down. Now, consider it from her viewpoint. If you're feeling drained by a few dead-end situations, imagine how she's feeling. Chances are she's had way more experiences than you can imagine. So, let's be real here. Men usually only get one chance to make that first move when she's got a bunch of guys vying for her attention. So you can probably bet that she's going to be extra sensitive to whether you're actually genuine or just playing games. So here's the truth for some of you guys. You're not being intentional. You're not showing that you're serious. And let's face it, it's not because you don't actually want to pursue this woman or see real potential there, right? Now, let's discuss some of the advice that you might be receiving somewhere else, unfortunately, right? Like, oh, don't do too much or don't be too available. And I get it. I'm with you on this one. It's not that I completely disagree with the idea behind it. However, here's the thing you need to understand. If you find yourselves having to play games just to win a woman over, then something's off from the start. What kind of relationship or woman are we really getting ourselves into if it's built on mind games, right? So, if you are feeling forced to be with someone that isn't really understanding you or not really truly interested in pursuing things further, for whatever reason, she went from being hot to all of a sudden being cold, right? That doesn't mean be someone you're not. And let's face it, some guys are just more available than others, right? It's just the truth. Maybe one of these guys has more time on his hands, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? So I do believe, however, that you should strive to be a man who's actively pursuing his goals and making the most out of life. Now, let's say you've got a regular 9 to 5 job, and it's a good job, right? That's good, right? So you're definitely not just some guy, for example, lounging around doing nothing with his life, right? Exactly. You're on point, right? So you're out there putting in the work and taking care of business. But because of how your life is set up, you've got larger chunks of time where you're not available. And you know what? Maybe you're not into filling up every single one of your moments with a bunch of other stuff. Maybe you just enjoy chilling out, especially when you're with your girl, for example. You just want to, Netflix and chill for whatever reason, right? And I know that's not what I'm referring to. Now, if that's the kind of man that you are, right? I wouldn't want you to pretend to be available or unavailable just to try to win over a woman's interest. It's just not sustainable. It's not authentic to who you truly are or what you can actually bring to the table. Okay? So, even if you've got this woman who's into you because she thinks you're playing hard to get, when the truth eventually comes out and she sees your true self, it's not going to end well. If you're pretending to be unavailable, for example, just to keep her interested, I'm telling you, it's not going to end well for either of you. It's not fair to her, and it's definitely not fair to you. Now, if you genuinely have a busy schedule and you're naturally less available, that's okay. But remember, it's crucial to make time for the woman in your life. You need to find balance. That's the key. Okay? If you seem uninterested, it's just a matter of time before she realizes I'm wasting my time with this guy. We never hang out. I don't even know who he is, and we've been talking for the past 3 to 6 months. It's natural, okay? And she might actually start pulling away even more if she recognizes that you're just not going to be able to give her the time. And then there's the other side of it, the flip side of that, when you have too much availability, right? You're not doing anything that's productive, for example, which I'm sure you are doing productive things, right? That can also be a turnoff. So remember, the key here is just balance, okay? Finding balance is absolutely essential. But here's the thing. Don't try to be someone in the process that you're not, or start playing games just to keep her interested, okay? You won't be able to keep up with the facade in the long run. It's crucial to stay true to yourself, your schedule, your situation, your environment, and remember, it all comes back to being intentional about your actions, okay? I always tell the ladies on the Feminine Energy Motivation channel, there's a huge difference between intentions and attention. You want to trade attention that you're receiving for intentions, okay? Remember that. So because I'm telling the women this, I'm sharing it here with you as well. I'm giving you the insight, okay? Now, I need you guys to just focus on being yourself and set the tone for how you want the relationship to unfold. It's not about worrying, for example, whether she's thinking you're doing too much or you're not, or it's about taking charge and deciding how things will go. That's how it should be really in any relationship. Just relax, just chill, okay? Set the tone from the beginning, because here's the truth. A woman who genuinely likes you for who you are won't have an issue with how you express yourself, okay? Often, people's perceptions of your actions are influenced by how interested they are in you. Let me break it down a little further for you. Okay, a woman could have, let's say, 10 different men sliding into her DMs, all saying, "Hey, beautiful." But if she's not into those 10 men, she might label them as thirsty. Okay. Now let me put it this other way. Let's say that when she's not interested, right, in that one person, those messages might actually end up feeling like harassment or just plain negative, right? But when a guy that she's actually interested in comes along and says, "Hey, beautiful," same exact words, right? Suddenly it becomes sweet and flattering. What changed exactly? Honestly, it's just her level of interest in you. That's it. Okay? So, like I said, if you find yourself resorting to games or manipulation in order to win her over, it's a clear sign that it's possible, right, that she doesn't genuinely have enough interest in you. And let me tell you, those situations are the ones that often lead to problems down the road. Okay? Even if you manage to win her over and maybe even get married, believe it or not, when things start to unravel and she suddenly wants a divorce, it's not sudden at all. It's been brewing beneath the surface for a while, okay? The truth is, there wasn't genuine interest from her side from the start. All right, so we're going to wrap this up. To sum it all up, you need to be intentional and establish how you want things to go. But you know what? This leads me to my next point: not being yourself. All right, let's dive into this. So here's the deal. When you're not, can backfire big time. No matter how convincing you think you are, okay, many women can see right through it. You might argue that women fall for facades all the time, but here's the truth. They're not really falling for it all the time, okay? They might go along with it or try to convince themselves otherwise because, they have a reason to want things to work out, for example. She might deep down know that a guy really isn't the best match for her, but she doesn't want to be alone or has become attached to him for some reason, right? So she'll play along or convince herself that what she's seeing isn't what it really is, just to feel justified in moving forward. But trust me, she still sees through it, okay? Let me tell you, there will come a moment when reality hits her so hard that she can no longer ignore it, okay? Now, let's talk about how that applies to not being yourself. Even if you're a good guy and not doing anything wrong, she can tell when you're not being genuine. Here's the thing, okay? A lot of times when a guy comes off as lame or even corny, it's because he's trying too hard or maybe even pretending to be someone he's not. So, it might seem like things are going well because she's accepting you for now. But trust me, it won't last that way, okay? If you're not being true to yourself, you can't keep up the act either way, okay? So first off, it doesn't look good on you, and it definitely doesn't make you more attractive. That's the bottom line, all right? And actually, on the plus of this, you won't be able to actually keep it up, and that's just going to lead to a whole new set of problems, right? I mean, think about it. So I want you guys to truly embrace this, right? That you're not genuinely happy if that's the case. I have yet to meet a man who's truly content and at peace with having to pretend to be someone he's not just to attract or keep a woman. Honestly, it's quite exhausting and unsustainable for these men, right? Sure, at first, the excitement of getting or keeping a woman might make it seem worth it, but in the long run, it's just not worth the upkeep and the effort, okay? In the end, you have to stay true to yourself. And if you're not sure who you are, take the time to figure that out, okay? Walk in the confidence of being authentic, because there's a woman out there who will appreciate the real you at your core. Now, the true you might need some refining. That's why you're here, right? Meaning, I want you to actually strive to be the best version of yourself. Okay? It might take some time before you find that special someone because maybe you're still at level 2 while you're aiming to be at level 10. Okay? Nobody's expecting you to be perfect, but you should strive to improve yourself continuously every day. Like I always say, I am better today than I was yesterday, and I'll be better tomorrow than I am today. If you're not continuously growing, you are going backwards, okay? It all begins with knowing who you are at your core and the kind of life that you want to lead. What does your future look like, okay? That right there is the bread and butter. That's the foundation for growth and progress, all right? And last, but certainly not the least, one of the foundational reasons why a woman loses interest in you is simply because she just was never genuinely interested in the first place. The sad truth is, many situations involve a woman who wasn't initially that interested but decided to give you a chance anyway, or perhaps you caught her at a time when she was more open to the idea, or maybe even vulnerable from a breakup or heartbreak, okay? She's trying to convince herself that this could work out, that she could actually like you, but deep down, the spark just isn't there. So, you have found yourself in a situation where things just didn't work out with a woman you were interested in. I get it, it's tough, I know. It's hard to hear, okay? But it's important to recognize that sometimes, despite your efforts, things just are not meant to be. Okay? When a woman loses interest, it's not always a reflection of you as a person. Remember that. Okay? Sure, it's essential to reflect on what you can improve and how you can grow from the experience, but it's also crucial to understand that not everyone is meant to be yours. Okay? Nor are they meant to be in your life. Okay? All right. Not every woman will actually see your value or feel a connection with you, and that's okay. We don't need to make everybody happy. Not everybody's gonna like you. I've come to terms with that myself. Okay, it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It just means that she's not the one for you. It's important that you accept this reality and move forward, right? Even though it can be disappointing and hurtful, it's absolutely essential to trust that there's something better waiting for you. And for those of you who believe in a higher power, it's about trusting in God's plan and knowing that everything happens for a reason. He heard conversations that you have not heard, that were being held in private when you weren't around, okay? Even if things don't go the way that you hoped, it's all part of a bigger plan. Embracing this faith can actually make it easier to cope with disappointment and move forward with hope. Now, it's crucial for you not to let negative energy linger and weigh you down, okay? Holding on to that hurt and disappointment from past experiences can actually affect your future relationships. So take the time to heal and let go of that emotional baggage so that you can actually show up as your best self in new situations. Now remember, you are capable of finding true love and happiness. Okay? I need you guys to stay positive, stay hopeful, and keep moving forward. Seek guidance, seek support. If you need therapy, seek therapy. If you need a coach, I'm here. You can also reach out to another renowned coach as well. My feelings will not be hurt, I promise you, okay? All right, gentlemen. We've covered a lot of crucial ground today. And there's a lot more that I will be recording later today, and I will be publishing at a later time. But it's time to actually put these insights that I've actually shared with you here into action. Remember, if she's losing interest, it might be because you're not being intentional enough with her. Stepping into her shoes and seeing things from her perspective is the key to navigating that dating scene successfully. Okay? Keep in mind, however, that she's likely dealing with plenty of attention from other guys, so standing out in a genuine way is absolutely crucial. Now, I need your help spreading the word. If you found this advice valuable, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with your friends, your cousins, fathers, brothers, or really just anyone else who could benefit from this. Together, let's create a community of men who support each other in building healthy and fulfilling relationships. Okay? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel because we're just scratching the surface of the topics we'll be covering, okay? Your support means the world to us. It truly, truly does. And I know that I am committed, highly committed, to providing you with valuable insights to help you navigate the complexities of dating and relationships, okay? Now, to recap, it's essential for you guys to be intentional with your actions and establish a genuine connection with the woman that you're interested in. I want you guys to also avoid playing games or pretending to be someone that you're not, as this only leads to problems in the long run, okay? Stay true to yourself. Focus on continuous self-improvement and trust that the right woman will appreciate you for who you are. Remember, even if things don't work out with a particular woman, it doesn't diminish your value or your potential for finding love. So stay positive, stay hopeful, and keep moving forward. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.